Hi, welcome to the very first episode of Bros Talk Football. This is going to be a weekly series where we follow all of our fantasy squads and let you guys know how we're doing. I'm Andre, to my left here is John, and right here I got Ace. First off, we're going to start off by giving you our team names and our record so far. This is week 2 actually through the league, but we want to take 1 week to kind of figure out our squads, see what's going on in the NFL so we can give you guys a good up-to-date. So starting off with John, what's your squad's name?
So I'm John, and I'm in a 12-man league. My team is called the Wrath of Khan.
All right. Ace, what's your squad's name?
I'm also in a 12-team league. My team is called That Base Life.
That Base Life. Is there like a little reason for that?
I mean, the base is spelled with a ACE.
Okay.
My name, of course.
Cool. And my squad is Jack Package. Can't get more manlier than that. You know what I'm saying?
Enough said.
So yeah, we'll start. And actually, my squad is 1-1 so far through 2 weeks. Yours
I'm
is
also
also
1-1.
1-1, and
You're 1-1.
1-1. So
I'm 1-1.
Everybody's 1-1. I actually find that that's kind of indicative of the way the NFL season is going so far. Not like that many surprises. Like a lot of squads are like just kind of trying to figure themselves out. A lot of teams that we thought would be
I mean, it's
kind
still
of
the
big.
second. It's still the second game of the season, and people are still trying to figure out their roles and what's working and what's not working.
True.
A
But you
lot
got
of new
teams.
coaches.
Yeah.
New coaches, but people like Tom Brady and the Patriots, they've been struggling. Big surprise.
Tell me about it.
Like a lot of the front runners that we're used to seeing, a lot of people spending a lot of high first and second round picks don't seem to be kind of blown up yet. And so it's
True.
I feel like it's kind of hard to figure stuff out. I'm sure in a lot of leagues there's a lot of 1-1s, not so many 2-0s and 0-2s. And I guess it's just going to be like a little time to kind of figure that out, see what's going on. Of course, there are some surprises. I think the biggest thing so far in the season is the Philadelphia Eagles offense.
Yeah. I really didn't think it was going to work out. But
Right.
I guess Chip Kelly is he's a football guy.
Offensive guru,
Yeah.
if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like a big kind of coin to it. It could either blow up and be a huge offense, which is what they are, or it could be a big flop. Michael Vick could have gotten hurt week 1, and it could have been like a big catastrophe.
So
now
far it's
we
working
see,
out.
yeah,
Working
Deshaun
well.
Jackson
Working
is
out,
probably one of the biggest people right now
Oh yeah,
in fantasy.
definitely.
Vic is killing it. Shady McCoy is also doing awesome. So I think that's kind of the big surprise. Any kind of teams that are just kind of struggling, or players that you thought were getting drafted high that have been just not performing?
I know, going into the season, I spoke about how running backs was a big thing. The running game for any team right now, it's nowhere near existing. I guess the offensive line, they're having a hard time. A lot of teams lost a lot of key people, and
Right.
a lot of offensive line that were good in one team moved over to another team. They're still trying to figure out how their team is operating. And Trent Richardson, C.J. Spiller, Stephen Ridley,
Ooh,
Adrian
all
Peterson.
that.
He's kind of balling, but he's still having a hard time. It's just the running game, and just in general, is not looking good.
Okay.
I think games are a lot closer, and when games are closer, you try to air it out. If you have a big lead, then you can give it to your running back and kind of, all right, let's just feed him, and things of that nature. But when the games are closer, and when you're running out of time, you need the yards, you want the field goal. You don't run to get yards; you're just running to run the clock.
True.
And then, just this past weekend, there was, 6 games that were decided by, a field goal?
Yeah.
Or, a last play
Right.
type moment. I mean,
It makes it really exciting, but kind of it's
but
not
then
cool for fantasy. Though.
Exactly. It's hurting your fantasy points.
With your point on the running backs, something I've kind of noticed, I felt this for a long time, is the NFL is just going more and more and more towards the pass with all the rules, with all the play calling, and it's really frustrating because fantasy football, the backbone has always been running back first 2 rounds, and it's as long as you got your running back set, then you're good. But now it's all about pass, and I think where that's really interesting is what do you do with the flex position? Because if you can start 3 running backs, that's always been a good thing, but now it's if you can get a wide receiver in there, maybe even a tight end. I know in your league you can do 2 tight ends.
I'm doing it kind of unconventional way. Once again, you say putting a running back in the flex position. I tried to draft 3 running backs, and I did, and just the running game in general is not looking good. My wide receivers are kind of poo. But
Who you got? So
I have Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, and then from there on, I recently drafted DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
But he was on my bench. That was 30 points I could have used, but I put in Jordan Cameron, who who scored 13 points for me. So that once again, I'm doing it unconventional. I'm doing two tight ends, one in the flex and one. Tony G's my other tight end.
So that's where even starting 2 tight ends, which used to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people in my league was like, "What are you doing? You need to change your team."
What are your thoughts on?
I think because the tight ends are becoming basically wide receivers.
True.
You look at a team like San Francisco. Vernon and Anquan are basically they're wide receivers. They're the guys who catch the ball. Like no one else really does. And then my tight ends score a lot too. Julius Thomas is one of my tight ends. Drafted him 18th round, last pick overall.
Mr. Insignificant.
This guy right
Mr. Insignificant. Okay. So I mean he killed it. He's been very solid for me in tight end. And say Vernon and Thomas, your case Cameron who's killing it, and with Tony G like that's solid.
So you kind of see that as better than starting maybe that average to even kind of second running back as far as like a little timeshare thing that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, as far as running backs are concerned, if your league is PPR, or if it's not, if it is PPR, then you can definitely go like a running back that catches a lot.
For all those who don't know what the PPR is, that's points per reception.
Points per reception.
Okay.
Which in calling it's not PPR, so it's a little bit more balanced scoring wise. Like the running backs who do catch the ball, it won't hurt as much because then they run and catch, so that's already the dual threat like a Reggie Bush. But I mean, I started Rashard Mendenhall as my flex. He's been doing fine for me. I have Josh Gordon sitting on my bench. I'm just
coming back.
He's coming back. So I mean, we'll see where I go. I also have Maurice Jones-Drew could be injured, so I might have to give Gordon a shot.
True. And that's only fine because it's a wide receiver. Like an interesting stat is through the first 2 weeks of the 2013 season, there have been 111 passing touchdowns or touchdowns through the air. There have been only 36 rushing touchdowns. So what that says is if you're playing a wide receiver in the flex as opposed to a running back, he kind of has like a 3-1 like more likelihood, like 3 times more chance of getting a touchdown and getting more points.
For sure.
I mean, of course, if you have like a Reggie Bush as your third running back, like if you have a really good running back who happened to be your third because you just drafted well, you want to go with that. But if it's like kind of iffy, 50-50, I think going with a wide receiver or a tight end.
You have a really decent
just the reception game is good.
Definitely.
Okay. Good point about the Josh Gordon waivers. We got a couple weeks in. Now's the time that you want to think of waivers, people to pick up. Who do you guys like? You mentioned now, like a lot of people probably aren't going to have Josh Gordon because
he was inactive.
Okay.
Another like wide receiver that I like is Andre Roberts.
All right.
Third option in Arizona, but Palmer airs it out so much. Fitzgerald's questionable.
Okay.
I mean, there's a chance there. Starks might have another nice game for Green Bay. He might not repeat with 100 rushing yards and whatnot. But if Rodgers, I think we all agree Rodgers is a stud. Rodgers. That guy just gets it done. I mean,
what does he do?
He gets it done.
Okay, there you go.
He gets it done.
I heard he screams Fiesta.
You're in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood right now.
All right.
But with him, you can combo Starks. If they're up so much, they're just gonna feed him the ball, run out the clock. So I mean there's a possibility there.
I like that call. Waivers, dislikes for you? Any people to drop or any people to scoop up?
I'm scared to say to drop, but like Stephen Ridley. I know that's kind of a weird. Since he's a high-powered, he was really, really good last season. Coming into this season, Tom Brady, the New England Patriots are still trying to figure out their offense.
A lot of people's number one.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Brady's been killing it for him. I drafted him. And I'm thinking of starting like Sam Bradford or Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
I mean that.
Hey,
as crazy. Who would you rather have as your quarterback, Phillip Rivers or Tom Brady?
I would go with Phillip right now since he's kind of wearing the ball.
I'm going with Ryan Leaf actually. It made me think. Number one rule: always start your starters. Like it really gets frustrating when you're second guessing yourself. 1 week you're starting one guy. The bench guy has a hot game, so next week you go with him, and then your guy starting, who's on the bench, then blows up. So I think you should always start your starters.
Definitely.
But yeah, so you're thinking about benching Ridley?
I'm thinking about benching Ridley, and I'm trying to pick up very true. I'm trying to pick up Fred Jackson, who's still widely available in a lot of waiver wires right now, because he's going to start splitting the carry load with CJ Spiller. But if you're looking for another wide receiver out there, I know I said him before, but DeAndre Hopkins. He is still widely available. I think Andre Johnson is going to be injured this upcoming game.
Yeah.
So they're looking for a wideout, and DeAndre is definitely stepping up. And one more person you should look out for, note this: Marlon Brown, Baltimore Ravens. I know they're not too high on him.
Get out of here.
But Marlon Brown,
Get outta here.
Jacoby Jones went down.
Get out of
Marlon
here.
Brown, he's scored
No.
12 points in 2 weeks in a row. So
Okay.
That's a thought. It's cute.
That's
It's
fine,
cute.
but
It's
then
cute.
another.
That's a thought.
Yeah, it's cute. Exactly.
Actually, I'm gonna say something
Go
that's
ahead. No,
gonna
go
upset
ahead.
you.
Go ahead, go ahead.
As much as I hate
camera
it,
time.
I actually think people need to start scooping up Oakland Raiders.
Oh, get out of here. No,
Prior,
there's
like
no-
as much as I mean,
no.
that's always been a black hole, literally
No.
for fantasy points.
a
But
flop.
now it's
No.
turning out
Yeah,
pretty
well-
big though.
But week 3
If you're
they're
gonna pick
playing
up a
Denver.
If you're gonna pick up a Raider, look at Streeter. That's probably a wide
I don't
receiver
even know
you
who
can
that
look
is, so I'm not looking at it. No way.
at.
No.
So he's
how.
still available.
It's only be available in your
They're
league.
playing Denver, number 1,
Okay.
my team. Number 2, Payton's gonna kill them, absolutely murder them. They're not even gonna have a chance. They're not. I would maybe. Okay, you can pick.
Oakland may lose, but if Streeter gets a tub and a couple of catches, probably 80 yards, that's a pretty successful
enough.
fantasy week.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
to
definitely.
end it, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say that Oakland beats Denver.
You're on your own on that one.
You guys can tune in next week to find out.
Terrell
But-
Pryor versus Peyton Manning. Go.
Pryor, thank you.
Go.
Pryor, thank you. So please subscribe if you're liking what you're seeing. Hit like. This is going to be a weekly thing once again. You always tune in, see how our squads are doing. We're going to give you an update on our records, on guys that kind of blew up for us, on guys who just blew chunks, and kind of give like our thoughts on any other kind of sleepers or things that happen throughout the league. So thank you for tuning in. For Dreamcloud, this is us, and we'll see you soon.
Making jokes here and there, then got us some dollars. Trying to show the whole world what it is, and it ain't a game. He said, homie, stay the course, ain't shit changed. Weird night and everybody was tipsy, hanging out with Questlove, reminiscing about Whitney. He like, man, we can't even make it to 50. That reminds me, I sent a long text message.